So, Miss Lamar, at last I get to actually interview you properly and hear your real story. I know it personally, but I'm just glad we can get this on camera right now.
Well, I'm glad to be here, Mr. Baker.
Oh, you're welcome.
How are you?
I'm lovely, thank you. So tell me, my question to you is, the reason why I want to interview you so much is because I find your story personally very, what's the word? Just, it's truthful. Yeah, it's fascinating, it's truthful, and it's interesting. So can we start with basically where you were born and that of that nature?
Well, I was born in Havana, Cuba, a few years ago. And then I moved to the United States when I was 24 years old, and I've been doing everything from dishwashing to theater off Broadway.
Okay. When you were a child, obviously you were born in Cuba, and I understand that Fidel Castro, you know, you're in an era where things were a lot different then. I mean, even as they are now. How was it to be?
Well, when I was 14, I was in one of those camps they used to have. In this case, because I was a minor, what they have is, they call it re-education camp.
Okay.
Well, it was like a concentration camp. They make you work for them, and then you have to, they used to say that you have to, they don't care if you were gay, but you have to act in society like a straight man.
Oh, really?
It sounded like Grindr.
Oh,
straight acting.
Oh, really?
They want to have like equal, like uniform society where everybody act the same. It was horrible. I was 14 and turned 15 in one of those camps.
Can't even begin to imagine.
Yeah.
But tell me, when you say that you were in a camp, were you able to go home to your family at the end of the night, or were you in a camp?
Yeah, yeah.
With other homosexuals?
Yeah, everybody was younger than 18. We're different with the heterosexual kid. When they served the time, they were able to, they got together and they decided, you know, the director and sub-director of the camp and the soldier, they made the decision if you were ready to go back to society. So,
wow. And what would make that decision for you to go back to? I mean, who's making this decision?
Then they you know, them. And
under Fidel, right?
Well,
it would have to go through him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was amazing. You know, I went to Cuba once, and I remember. And I remember when I was in Cuba, like,
it's different. It's different. It's totally different now. But the thing that really bothered me about people, when you tell people how horrible it was, people say, "Well, now it's different." But why? They made that decision in the first place. Why it was so horrible? Why? I mean, if you committing a crime all your life, you've been killing people, and you change your life. I mean, why you've been doing that in the first time? If Hitler was alive now and say, "I don't kill Jews anymore. I don't put homosexuals in concentration camp," people would be able to forgive him.
Right.
So my point is, like, people, the excuse people have now, especially the left. Oh, it's different now. They don't do that anymore. Well, but they did, you know, and they never have any apology, public apology about why they did.
Of course, okay.
Yeah.
I went there maybe 5 years ago, and I remember being on the Malecon, and I remember I was talking to a lot of the Cuban gay kids. They would hang out in an area down there, and I would go down there, and the Cuban police would come up to me once they realized I wasn't one of them, and they would actually tell me, "If you don't leave them, we will arrest you. Like, we would take you." That's what they've said to me. So I try to blend in because I'm so brown, but
Really, you only saw brown people there?
No, well, I saw many different people, but they're all Cuban. That's actually something I liked about Cuba. It does that you've got Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, white people, black people, all together, and they're Cubans. But we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, we had this conversation. I remember you told me you didn't see any white person there. And then I turned the TV that day, and it was some march in Cuba, and CNN would show you, and the first people in line, they were like blonde Cuban. It was like, you know, it's like everything in life. You only see what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's true. So I'm interested to know, when did you first realize not only that you were gay, but that you wanted to become a woman?
I never realized anything. To me, everything being a process, a natural process. I never realized that I want to be a woman. It wasn't in my mind, my goal. I never, to me, I think in life you have to evolve to what is convenient
Right.
and suit you well to survive in life. I personal, this is my I am not talking in the name of any transsexual, of anybody that have a sex change or any transgender person. But I think I never felt like a woman trapped in a man body. I think that's a cliche. Only few cases are real.
Right.
The rest is just a cliche. I think particularly that transsexualism is a hidden homophobia. It is. In many cases, you see mostly transsexual coming from a third world.
Yes, I've
Or
noticed that.
places when sexual roles are very defined.
Right.
You see, or if you go into Europe and you see transsexuals are in Latin country like Italy, France, Portugal, Romania, the Middle East. The
Right.
Middle East is full transsexual. In Turkey, I was reading the other day, it's more transsexuals than homosexuals.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's the way sexual roles are very defined. So they decide in Latin America. Because in Latin America, it's man, and women. You never see a transsexual from Sweden.
No, you don't.
You never see.
I never met a transsexual.
You never
from
see
Sweden.
a transsexual from Norway or Finland. You never see them.
Sorry.
Why? Because in there they grow up really androgynous, very genderless. They don't have that definition of sexuality, like in the Middle East, in Latin Europe, Latin America, the Black community, Asia.
Right.
You know. And now the transsexualism or transgender movement in the United States is really big. The middle class white American discovering that you can have a change, become a woman, and your life will change. So now it's a fad, it's a trend.
It's very trendy right now, right?
Yeah, it's very trendy. I saw Barbara Walter interview this little transsexual when I was 7 years old, and now the transsexual is like 14. I think it's a little dangerous under all this because now any American parents, when they see the child dancing in the mirror with a dress, they say, oh, something is wrong. They take the child to a psychiatrist or psychologist and they say, well, you have a transgender case here. And I think it's a little danger in that because people should be people and they decide later what they want to be. You don't have to force anybody.
Of course.
You know, that's between them and the parents.
But it wasn't like that with you, right?
And with me, I just evolved into like whatever I want.
Right.
I trying to make my life the best I can, live the best way. I think they suit me well. I'm never aware of my sexuality. Like as you see, I spend a lot of money to become a woman. I don't even know how to sit like a lady. So to me, it's just an evolution, like everything else. You know, you evolve.
Did you start the change in Cuba, or when you came to the US?
No, in Cuba it was impossible.
Oh, there's just no way.
Come on, we talk about.
Yeah, no, of course, but I'm just curious. Like, was that going through your mind?
Yeah.
Then, or
No, everything was casual. Everything, I never thought when I was living in Cuba, I can't wait to get to the States and dress as a woman. No, I never thought about it. I was very happy as being a boy, to tell the truth.
Okay.
It was something that evolving. I didn't like the gay community. I don't feel happy to be a gay man. Maybe it was my whole hitting a homophobia. Maybe it was who knows. But I started to feel uncomfortable, and then I decided, well, you know, this is better for me.
Right.
And tra-la.
All right, cool. So when you came to the US, you went to Miami. You came on the boat. That's interesting.
Yeah, I was.
How was that?
Well, it's a different story. I don't just came from the boat. In April 1980, this bus crashed against the Peruvian embassy. And so the Peruvian embassy, they shot, the guards started shooting, and one of the friendly shot killed one of the soldiers.
Wow.
And Castro accused the people in the bus to have a gun, and the ambassador say no, they don't have a gun. And say, well, I want them back, and the Peruvian ambassador say no, we're not going to give you them back. Castro had one of those historical attack that he had, and he was like, well, I'm going to take the guard out of there, and you're responsible for whatever happened there. And then in 48 hours, 10,556 people run to the embassy, stop at the embassy. So Castro told the Cuban in Miami, well, you can bring in and take your family. So when people come to get the family, they mix the people. You know, he get people from jail, from mental hospital, people from the embassy, and mix that up.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
so, but the ambassador, Peruvian embassy ambassador, make a list. He made a list about everybody that was there. So the State Department knew who was in the embassy and who wasn't.
Oh wow.
So.
Oh man, that's
So
incredible.
I came in the boat. I know that I made a boat, and you know, it was really small. It was like this.
It's like a rowing boat?
No, it had. Well, we almost, because
Shut up, really?
the motor got. It was a fire, so we got rescued by the Coast Guard, and then in the morning we got rescued by helicopter, and we flew to Key West.
No way. How did it feel though, coming from that? How did it feel to come into the US? Like, did you feel at last that this is it?
I was in shock. I was in shock. I remember the first thing I was looking the grass to see the grass was the same. I was like, really, I was shocked. You know, something I dreamed all my life to leave Cuba. So finally I was in Key West. So I was really, my eyes were like a child.
Of course.
And then we were in a refugee camp for, I was for a month and 6 days.
Wow. I love it the way that you remember all the figures, the numbers of the people, the times. This is real history. Like, that's why I'm so interested to interview as well. I know, I mean, it's amazing. You were there, you did it. Is America everything that you thought it would be?
I think that when you isolated in a country that you have no information back then, it was really very shut down, you know, the Iron Curtain, you don't have too much information, blah, blah. So you created, it's between a fantasy and what is reality is a thin line, and people, but you know, I'm happy to be here, really happy.
You became like a major iconic club kid in New York City.
That's what I heard, but...
Well, it's true. So can you elaborate on that, like how that happened and what not?
It's another fantasy people have. Disco 2000 was a place, Michael Ollie had like $5,000 budget, and then he hired like 20 people, girls, gay, boys, ravers, and they give you $75 to dress up and go there. And the rest was fillers.
Okay.
The rest was filled, horrible people. So this fantasy that was like wonderful, great place, it's not true either.
Really?
I'm sorry, yeah.
You were there, you did it. You know.
I was there. When you need to make money, you need as many people, as many bodies inside that club.
Right.
Because nobody want to walk in a place that's empty.
Right, of course.
And then I was working Thursday for Steve Edelman, was another promoter at Club USA. And Saturday I was working at Club USA. Not with Michael Ollie, I was working with Steve Edelman. Atano was working for Steve Edelman too. I only worked for Michael Ollie. Disco 2000.
Okay.
On Wednesday night,
May I ask as well, I know back then, like, I remember when I was at boarding school in England, when I was like, I don't know, 14, 15, I used to read a magazine called Sky Magazine. Do you remember Sky, S-K-Y?
Yeah.
And I remember I used to see pictures of you and Amanda Lepore together, always in clubs. Was that a time when you guys would get booked together a lot? Like,
we I think we started working together when Astor, my colleague, the whole
After that whole thing
the whole
finished.
thing collapsed. So we got together
Right.
as a team.
Yes.
And we got hired a lot in different places. We used to have an act together. And
Is that where I've seen you with the nun's hat on and you cut her penis off?
Yeah.
I love it.
And we used to do another one. It was like a strip and a magic thing.
Oh, but it is all fun.
It was fun.
Of
you know,
course.
and I got paid. So I paid my bills through that. I am no regret whatsoever. And so when Amanda was out of town or I was out of town, she got hired. So people used to call her to replace Amanda.
Oh, really?
And people used to call her Sofanda Lamar. Because, we were so together.
You're a fashion muse, and also, you're a very well-recognized person in the fashion industry. How did that come about? Like, how did that start to happen?
Well, I don't know about the fashion muse. I was working with a lot of people, and I work with designers, and I did a few fashion shows, and I always have my own style and wear whatever I want. And some people use me for shooting, and I did some campaign, and some people use me for different, like from Levi campaign to like I don't know what else I do, album covers, whatever. So people say, well, she's a fashion muse, she's a fashion icon, but I would never call myself fashion icon, fashion muse. I actually terrified about that because I always terrify about label because people expecting something out of that.
You're so blasé about it, but you are.
But I don't like that because people have an expectation about they expecting. I don't like expectation. I don't like the people expect anything from me. I love my freedom. I love the freedom that
Right.
I wake up and I can go to the deli without makeup. I don't have to like put a wig and put makeup and put heels and in order to like satisfy the expectation of people. Some people do that very well. I can. I would
Right.
It would be a disaster for me. I would hate myself.
Yeah, because you say it as it is and you show it as it is. You don't care. That's the way you work. But have you ever been that person, maybe when you were younger, where...
No, I never was that person because I for me the most important thing in life is freedom. And I think that you become a slave of
Yes to that.
you become a slave of not of your style. You become a slave of people's expectation.
Right.
And people expecting to see you somehow. And when I happen to be on Instagram, that's why I have to be so blunt about. Don't follow me. I know who you here, why you here, what brought you here in the first place. Because people come with expectation, and I don't know what they think. They think that I'm going to show pictures of me in the red carpet every day, or selfie. I don't take selfie. I don't take pictures of me in bikini, and I can.
I bet you can.
I don't do things. I don't look myself in the mirror and say, "Oh God, I look so good. The whole world has to see me right now." So I don't do that shit.
Is there anything at this point that maybe you would want to say? I want to talk about your current projects, but is there anything that we haven't covered that maybe could be covered?
I'm very selective what I do now. I got to that point. I got to the point that I can do what I want to do.
Yes.
It was a point in my life that I have to work. Now I have to work. But I'm doing independent films. I do theater. I'm working now to direct a film. I'm going to be directing
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
a short film.
Yeah.
I will be directing this film. It's about preconceived ideas, because I hate preconceived ideas, about sexuality and stereotypes. So stay tuned.
No, I will stay tuned.
So anything you want to ask me?
Actually, I do want to ask you a couple of questions. What are your thoughts on Caitlyn? What do you think about that? I'm just curious. Because I've heard a few different things from other transsexuals.
I don't. When people ask me about the Kardashian, what do you think? I say, I don't think. I don't.
But she's not a Kardashian.
No,
she's
but
different. And it's a C. It's not okay.
Okay. I'm going to tell you this. I'm glad that he do what she did what she think it was right for her. Happy for her. I think that she looked great. I mean, she looked fantastic. I hope that she never regret that she lived her life so long.
Yes, so long.
To this point that she has to wait until she's 65 to realize what she wanted.
Right. Now, it just happened very quickly. Like, within 6 months, all of a sudden you're a man, now you're a woman. There's nothing wrong in that, not good or bad. It was just very quick to me. And I've also spoke to other transgender people, and they've told me that their opinion on the matter is they don't necessarily agree with the way that he's gone about it.
I'm very independent. I don't represent anybody. I don't want anybody to represent me. I don't need any representation.
Right.
And I don't speak for anybody but myself.
Yeah, and you're strong with that.
So
you're strong.
I don't like when people trying to build a community around, especially personal decision, especially now the transsexual community become a trend and everybody want to, grab it. And I'm telling you, the GLB2, that T is there because the transsexual, the lesbian, they become women to male, they're very militant, and they force the gay and lesbian community to have that T in there.
Right.
Otherwise, that T won't be there. It's because the transgender, from female to male, because they're very militant, force the gay community to have that T in there.
Oh, it's from the
that's what it is.
Okay.
So now suddenly we are the world, we are the children of the GLBT.
We're the ones.
You know what? Fuck it.
Stop it. Well, the reason why I ask, okay, obviously I'm a homosexual, and the reason why I ask is because in my time, I've been here in a point where I've been in America now 17 years, and it's not about me, it's about you, but I just want to say I've discovered, I remember when Will and Grace came out. That was revolutionary just for the gay people. I mean, at that time, the transsexual, it was still pretty... but then all of a sudden, other things... Okay, the
new black.
Yeah, the new black, and then Caitlyn, all this stuff.
Jew.
So now it seems like it's not a trend, but it is a trend, within the world of paparazzi, or what would you call it?
It's a fad.
Yeah, it's a fad. But the thing is, I also do feel the reason why I want to interview certain people is because you were there before any of this, and you still stood your ground back then. What you did, and because you had a name and a face, and when you were known, it's helped others, and it's the blocking stones, bit by bit by bit, that it's helped out. You're part of it.
Well, when people say, you opened the door for me, I heard a lot of people say, I opened the door for me, find your own door. I didn't open the door for anybody. If you get in, you just slip in the cracks because I didn't open the door for you. I opened the door for myself. Find your own door, open it.
So Sophia, tell me this, okay, because I think we're going to come to the end of this now soon. But listen, so far this story has been amazing, and of course I know you, so I know your story, but I'm just glad that we have this here now. But do you have anything in the future that you want to achieve, or you want to, not even necessarily achieve, but or just day by day?
To drop dead.
Oh, stop it. Behave.
I grew up wishing the only thing I want to is live Cuba. So finally, when I came here, I was like, okay, I'm here and now. So I was knocked out because I didn't know the language. I didn't know anybody. I was like a Rolling Stone, literally. And it took me a long time to recover it, to build myself and decide and make decisions of what I want to do in my life.
But your decisions were very good from what you've come from to now. You did
so
good.
My quality of life is extraordinary because I don't have to report. I don't live in a penthouse.
Right.
But the quality of life that I have right now is extraordinary. So you have to look for your priority. You want the house in the mountain? you will have the house in the hill, but
Of course.
it doesn't guarantee you happiness. Oh,
Oh, hello.
I had a pussy.
Oh, don't.
Oh, she loves
Some
it.
Shaniqua.
Yeah. So you have to look for what is your priority, because especially in this country, people look for a lot of show up and a lot of pretentiousness and what people think. I'm going to show you that I have money, I have this, I have that, and in the end, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
I agree with you 100%.
Nothing matter.
That's the way I feel.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we, we
Fuck
all
free.
poop.
Yeah, we all poop. Do you know something? My grandmother from England, the East End, said to me one day, everyone's shit smells the same. Don't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
Yeah, truth, right?
Yeah. That is a little vulgar philosophy. Thank you for having me.
Sophia Lamar, it's been really lovely to have you here. I'm so happy with your story and it's amazing. And thank you.
Thank you.
Mwah.